Media is marketing, but then marketing is not enough if you don't press the button and close that sale. And you provided us today the combination of both.
The most important is sales, but what can bring the sales is the marketing. But I think one of the most important thing, as you said, is action, right? You got to do it, and don't be afraid to fail. Fail fast, fail quickly, fail a lot, because the more you fail, that's the only way we learn.
You come here and you give so much knowledge.
Press that green button on your phone, and I can assure you that when the client picks up, that monkey mind is gone and you're now into action.
Yeah.
And so take the action.
David, we know each other for a long time, and I'm glad you shared a little bit of the story, because when we operate in the same industry, we kind of have a feeling of like, oh, he's my competitor, she's my competitor. And I don't see many people collaborate when they are both doing the same thing. And I'm absolutely, not only because I believe in abundance, but I'm absolutely up for collaboration. And when it comes to properly define what collaboration means, and if there is somebody who has immediately taken the definition of let's collaborate in the right way, that's you. And I want to say thank you for that, because I have learned a lot from you. And thank you have told me the same, that we have been very generous sharing ideas and being abundant into this space where, in fact, this is the way it should be. People live in scarcity, people live in fear. What if she gets my customer? What if he gets my client? Where, in fact, when we collaborate, it's not because we are nice, we are smart. Collaboration brings more power. For me, it was so amazing to see that you come here and you give so much knowledge that we think we know, but we don't know, to the community. And I know what you know is so important, especially for our community, because one thing I see is women are so talented and so they have amazing skills, but they don't put themselves forward. So what you shared today was very powerful, and I'm so grateful for that. And what I wanted to ask is, what you shared today was a kind of marketing and sales. So media is marketing, but then marketing is not enough if you don't press the button and close that sale. And you provided us today the combination of both. So if I ask you, what is more important, marketing or sales?
Yeah, that's it's a tricky one, right? Because I think both are actually very important.
Yeah, I can see some buzz in the room now. Everybody's asking, marketing or sales? Is the chicken or the egg?
Yeah. Well, it's for sure marketing facilitates sales. And if your marketing is so powerful, well, your product will probably sell itself, right? So I would nearly say marketing is nearly more important than sales. But until you get to the level where you can have such powerful marketing, well, you need to be making those sales, because probably the most important is sales. But what can bring the sales is the marketing, right? Because without sales, there's no revenue. And I think one of the best examples of sales is the church. What does the church do? Goes around with the with the basket, giving the money. Because if the church doesn't have any money, well, it can't operate. We wouldn't have churches, right? So I think it's with everything. It's just like so important to concentrate on sales. And you do it, you do it really in a great manner. And you say, we're bringing value, but of course, this value, the way you said it, it was like, I could give it to you for free, but you're not going to feel right.
Yeah.
So the fact that, I'm helping you pay for it, you're going to feel empowered.
I'm making you a favor.
Yeah.
If you don't pay, I'm disempowering you.
Yeah.
But here's another thing when it comes to marketing and sales.
Yeah.
Many people go straight to the sales, but the marketing is the fuel of the sales.
Exactly.
If you're not fueling it up, when you talk about it, it feels right. You do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. I mean, of course, you're going to mess it up quite a few times at the beginning, especially if you don't have a clear message, because you may be clear in your mind, but until you articulate it properly, it's going to take some rehearsal. And if you don't rehearse it, again and again and again, it's not going to come right like this. So rehearsing, where does it happen? It has to happen not just in front of the mirror. It has to happen in out of the comfort zone. Now, where is the best way so you can kind of calculate the risk? If you put yourself out there immediately in an environment where you don't see yourself as part of it, it's going to be tricky because how do they react and what if I mess it up? But if you start slowly in a safe environment where you are allowed to do mistakes, you're allowed to mess it up and to do it again, then that can be the way forward. But anyways, because you kind of trigger quite a few ideas that we need to implement here in the community. Another question that I wanted to ask is, do you think that men have more confidence? Now, bear with me, it's not me, I'm saying this, but I heard this expression. Men have very tiny little competence, but that confidence, and women are the opposite. They have that competence and very tiny confidence. So because you have full of confidence, you don't care, you just go and sell. Do you think that's a myth or is it truth?
Well, I mean, I'm probably not in the right position to say that, but but I don't know who has it. Depends on the people as well. Some guys have a lot of confidence, some guys don't, and I guess it's with ladies like that as well. But I think one of the most important thing, as you said, is action. Right? You got to do it, and don't be afraid to fail. Fail fast. Fail quickly. Fail a lot, because the more you fail, that's the only way we learn. How does the cat know not to sit on the hot stove? Because it burnt itself. And that's how we learn. How does the child start to walk? Because it kept falling down, and I think, and thank you for saying I'm a great salesperson. But I still make a lot of mistakes when I'm selling, and sometimes I hang up the phone and say, oh my God, I was so bad on that call. But it's okay. I'll start over and I'll try and improve constantly. And it is, in that expression, canny, constant and never ending improvement. It's just, and that's the beautiful thing. It's never over, right? We're always, on the pursuit.
Absolutely.
And running.
Yeah. And you triggered me another idea, because that's why I like people who take actions, who just do it. They're doers. They are two parts of people who talk about it and they never do it, and people who really do it. And you are a doer. But many times people talk about it and they never do it, not because they are not competent, but they're scared. They're asking for some more validation. They're waiting for the right moment. They're waiting for the right people. They're waiting for others to give them the permission to do it. Or for whatever reason, I don't know why people think so much. In Albania, we have a very famous expression. While smart people are thinking about it, stupid people already have done it. And honestly, when people come to me, and there are many people who know me from the village, and when I started kind of having progress because I was being bold to do things, I heard some rumors saying, wow, she was never that smart. How did she do that? I didn't know she was that smart. No, I'm not that smart, but I am stupid enough to start taking some actions. Smart people want to be cool. They wait until they're ready. But while they're waiting for the right moment to come, stupid people like me and David already have done it. So what is your comment on that, David?
Well, I think, just like a trick that I use and I often give to my team as well. Often, let's say, to make the calls. So this is probably one of the best tricks I've ever heard. You start, if you have pockets, you put 5 little stones in one pocket, for example, in your right pocket. And you can't transfer a stone to your left pocket until you've actually talked to a customer, to a potential customer. And every day, at the end of the day, you have to have transferred those 5 stones that are in your right pocket into your left pocket. And because sometimes, we're always too busy. We always have something better to do. So we're procrastinating. And often it's driven by fear, right? Because we don't dare make that call. But if you commit to that, to transferring those 5 stones from your right pocket to your left, at the end of the day, you're just going to make that call to move a stone. Right? And so then you are in the action, and you are part of those people who are taking action. And it's a little trick, and I still use it on a regular basis, and my team absolutely love that trick.
I love that. Okay. So, I mean, I don't need tricks like that anymore.
You don't know that, I know.
Because people think that when they meet people like you and people who have the competence, they think that they're born with that. They always had it. You should have seen me 10 years ago. My God, I could not see people in the eyes because I was so scared that I was not good enough. I'm not ready. So things needs to change, and nobody is going to change things for you unless you take that decision. So David, now what is the message to, let's say, people who will be watching this also, not just in the room, but outside these walls?
Yeah, I think,
when it comes to visibility and exposure.
Well, just as you say, get out there and get out as much as possible. So we talk you through some of the media tricks that you can do in terms of making press releases, setting out, like you're amazing. You've got like 500,000 followers on Instagram, I think, but you're great you're always on Instagram. You're always, you're always posting, and it does demand a lot of energy, and you're great at it. Our business is a little different. Like, for example, the monkey mind, right? The best way, we talked about the monkey mind, that little voice that's telling you can't make that call, or you're not good enough, or whatever. What's the best way to quiet the monkey mind? To do, exactly. It's that little green button. Press that green button on your phone, and I can assure you that when the client picks up, that monkey mind is gone, and you're now into action.
Yeah.
And so take the action. Like, to give an example, yesterday I made 80 calls in 3 hours.
Wow.
Okay, so there's no room for monkey mind.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah, next. And it's like, if a client says no to you and it hurts you, like, oh, that no was so sore, that means you're not calling enough clients. Because if your funnel is full, a no, you don't mind a no. It's like, next. Who's next?
Now, you reminded me something else. Because that tells how great you are with calls. If you tell me that you have done 80 calls, that tells me that you are, oh my God, why I'm telling this? Because when we started jumping into this kind of model of making calls, I remember me and a team member a long time ago, we agreed like we're going to call people. So we shared, say, okay, you get 20, I get 20. We thought that's enough for the day. So I went boom, 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 boom. I finished in 2 hours. So I go knock on the door to go to and he's still in the call. And when I finished, I said, how many calls have you done? He said, 2. The first one didn't answer, and just this one. And I said, what the hell are you doing 2 hours in the phone with somebody? And he started telling me the dramas and the traumas. And you are not the psychologist. You're not supposed to listen to the dramas and the traumas of these people. And you're not allowed to do that. You're not specialized for that thing. You have to be able to move on. Boom, sorry, you're not the expert for that. So sometimes people also go into like long calls and they never make that sale.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's building rapport with that client. So that person who was on that call for an hour was building rapport, and that's worth gold as well. If I made 80 calls, that's probably a lot of them didn't pick up or didn't answer or stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I made those 80 calls. But the day before, I spent an hour on the phone with a gentleman in the Republic of Congo, because I was trying to get his email from him. Okay. And his Wi-Fi wasn't working, and he spent an hour on the phone just to get an email address from him. But I can tell you one thing, I now have a rapport with this person. And because he did all his effort, he was the Minister of Tourism in Congo, in the Republic of Congo, and he did all his effort to give me that email address. We spent an hour on the phone, and now I have that relationship with him, and that's worth gold.
Well, yeah, that's incredible, because when you have years of experience, then you know where the attention needs to go. And but if you just are having this call because you feel lonely, you just want some social life and you just want to chat, that's not going to work. That's why it's important. And we have been thinking with David to create a course in sales. What does it mean to build that rapport? What does it mean to build that relationship, to make that connection? And when do you know that is the right time to shift? How do you do it in a nice way, in a way that the person feels that is heard, is seen? How do you make it in a way that you want to continue? There is a follow-up call, there is more to come. So we could talk forever. I mean, I hope you are not getting bored today, but for us, it's very important that once you have the mission, how do we get that mission and that vision outside in the world? So David, thank you so much.